Are you still waiting for a confession that will never come? Are you standing in the ruins of your own heart, scanning the horizon for a flag of truce, a genuine tear, or a whisper of remorse from the one who set your world on fire? Stop. Look at your hands. They are trembling not because you are weak, but because you are trying to hold on to a ghost that has already abandoned the battlefield of your shared reality. You are waiting for an apology from a person who is currently experiencing a psychological euphoria that you cannot fathom. You are mourning a death, while they are celebrating a birth, the birth of a new, darker version of themselves that no longer recognizes the treaty you signed in blood and years. Welcome to the Behavioral Psychology Lab. I am the Fate Observer, and today we are performing a forensic autopsy on the most calculated betrayal in the human experience. We are not here to talk about mistakes. We are here to talk about system failures. We are going to peel back the skin of the architect of chaos to reveal a terrifying truth. They didn't just break your heart. They are currently enjoying the high of the explosion. For 5 million years, the human tribe survived because of a sacred code, the code of the pact. To be seen by the tribe was to be safe. To be loyal was to live. But deep within the electrical architecture of the human skull, a glitch has been festering in a specific percentage of the population. While you sit there, a fallen titan in a room filled with the scent of a memory that should have decomposed years ago, the one who betrayed you is not sitting in a cell of guilt. They are basking in what science calls the cheater's high. Imagine a mind where the moral compass hasn't just been broken, it's been weaponized. When the shadow operative steps outside the borders of your commitment, their brain doesn't fire an alarm, it fires a victory flare. Every lie told, every secret kept, and every touch stolen from a stranger acts as a tactical strike against the boredom of their own existence. They are not drowning in shame. They are surfing on a surge of dopamine that is spiked by the very danger of being caught. You ask yourself, how could they look me in the eyes and lie with the precision of a master clockmaker? It is because they have performed a psychological coup within their own psyche. When the confrontation finally happens, when the evidence is laid bare like a smoking gun on the table, you expect a collapse. You expect the silent fortress of their ego to crumble. But instead, you witness a tectonic shift. The person you loved disappears in a heartbeat, replaced by a cold, unyielding wall of obsidian. This is the surface symptom of a mind that has entered low signal mode to protect its own delusion. They look at you as if you are the predator. They utilize the weapon of gaslighting, not just to deceive you, but to maintain the structural integrity of their own warped reality. They aren't just lying to you. They have successfully annexed your sanity to feed their own survival. To understand the deserter of the soul, we must look into the subconscious abyss. We must discuss chaos addiction. For many who choose the path of the moral amputation, peace is not a sanctuary, it is a prison of beige exhaustion. They have been wired by a past of volatile architects or internal voids to believe that stability is synonymous with death. Their brain is a gasping engine of destiny that only feels alive when it is redlining in the zone of high-stakes deception. They didn't leave because they found someone better. They left because they couldn't endure the weight of things being too good. They view your loyalty as a landmark they have already mapped, and therefore, it no longer offers the thrill of the unknown. They are scouts in a wilderness that has no end, driven by a biological algorithm that prioritizes the new over the true. Think of their mind as a corrupted script. In their narrative, they aren't the villain. They are the protagonist who was starving for a specific frequency of excitement that you, in your consistency, could never provide. They treat your devotion as a zero-cost resource, like the oxygen they breathe, but never thank. When they cross the line, they aren't thinking about the skyscraper of a life you built together. They are thinking about the spark of the match. This is the anatomical reality of a mind that refuses to be obsolete. If you think they have a conscience that mirrors yours, you have already lost the geopolitical war of the heart. You are applying the laws of a peaceful nation to a marauder who recognizes no borders. The data is cold, and the evidence is unforgiving. In the high-stakes laboratory of human behavior, researchers like Ruedi and his team discovered a chilling paradox in 2013. They placed subjects in environments where they could choose the path of the oath or the path of the cheat. What they found shattered the romantic illusion of the remorseful sinner. The group that engaged in the deception didn't just feel okay. They scored significantly higher on scales of positive affect. They felt empowered. They felt smarter than the system. They felt like gods among sheep. This is the biological machinery of moral disengagement. The brain is a master of the system restore. It can rewrite a history of betrayal into a manifesto of self-discovery in a single afternoon. Look through the lens of the dark triad. Many who inhabit the role of the architect of chaos score high in Machiavellianism, a psychological state where other human beings are seen not as souls, but as tools to be utilized. To them, your heart is just another piece on the board. Your pain is merely collateral damage in their pursuit of a higher octane reality. They utilize a mechanism called cognitive buffering, where they wall off the memory of your kindness so it doesn't interfere with the thrill of their current adventure. They are operating on Paleolithic software in a digital age, hunting for the high of the kill while you are trying to build a garden of the soul. You are waiting for a person with a broken, empathic engine to fix your feelings. It is like going to a hardware store, asking for bread they do not have it, and they never will. But the exploitation goes deeper than the act itself. You have become the charging station for their adventures. In the dark geopolitics of their life, you are the base camp, the place where they return to heal, to eat, and to be validated when the outside world treats them harshly. They rely on your sovereign peace to stabilize the very chaos they create elsewhere. They treat your kindness as a battery that they can drain whenever their internal reserves run low. While they are out in the radioactive trenches of their secret lives, they know that the silent fortress of your love is waiting to welcome them back. They aren't staying because they love you. They are staying because they love the version of themselves that you allow them to be. This is the manipulation of the utility trap. They have dehumanized your loyalty by turning it into a function. You are an appliance in their house of mirrors. They keep you in the dark, not to protect you, but to protect their access to your light. Every time you accept a hollow excuse, every time you try to understand their complexity, you are providing the fuel for the next strike. You are participating in your own emotional colonization. The moment you stop being the bridge, the moment you stop providing the charging station for their ego, they will not stay and fight for you. They will simply look for a new landmark to exploit. They are not capable of the absolute utility zero required for true intimacy. They only know the marketplace of the flesh and the dopamine of the hunt. So, what is the surgical cure? How do we stop the bleeding of your spirit and restart the engine of your own destiny? We turn to the ironclad logic of the stoic architect. You must perform a neural overwriting. You must accept that the person you thought you knew was a mirage, a projection of your own integrity onto a void. The machine is broken. You cannot fix a device that doesn't believe it is malfunctioning. Stoicism teaches us the dichotomy of control. You cannot control the shadow in their skull, but you can control the border of your own life. You must walk away from the broken machine. Do not ask why for the 1000th time. The answer is not hidden in a complex trauma or a misunderstood childhood. The answer is simple and brutal. Because they could, and they liked it. Recognizing this is the first step to your sovereignty. You are tying your healing to the actions of the person who broke you, and that is a form of digital slavery. You must perform a strategic withdrawal. Pull your troops out of the city that has already been nuked by their choices. Burn the artifacts of the ghost. Delete the archives of the lie. The ending is not something they grant you through a confession. The ending is the line you draw in the sand with your own hands. You are the master of your inner citadel, and it is time to evict the phantom that has been taxing your happiness. The final epiphany is a tectonic shift in your self-worth. Your value does not lie in the loyalty of a person who doesn't know the value of their own word. You have been a spectator in the theater of your own suffering for too long. holding a funeral for a relationship that was dead before you even knew it was sick. The fate observer sees the truth. Infidelity is not a mistake of the heart. It is a declaration of the soul's poverty. They are the fallen titans, wandering through a desert of their own making, forever chasing the next mirage. But you? You are a biological masterpiece of resilience. You have survived the match, and now it is time to rebuild the skyscraper. Do not let their still face become your mask. Do not let the cheater's high convince you that integrity is a weakness. The world of tomorrow is a desert of noise, but it is in the abyssal quiet of your own recovery that your new empire will be born. Are you ready to stop being the charging station and start being the sovereign pilot? If you are ready to close this chapter and never look back, leave a single mark, a period, in the comments below. It is a signal to your own nervous system that the siege is over. The lab is closing, the lights are dimming, but the truth is now burning in your synapses. Go forth and reclaim your destiny. The game of ghosts is over. The era of the architect has begun. One last thing. Look at the stars. They have been silent for billions of years, guiding the navigator across the darkest oceans. They do not shout their worth. They simply burn. Be the star. Be the light that burns in the vacuum of their absence. I will see you in the next transmission. Class dismissed.